Hey, in this video, I want to take care of the old issue of a calorie is a calorie. This is what we are being told by everybody. This is what physicians are telling people. This is what the drug companies are telling people. This is what the food companies are telling people. And again, this isn't the physician's fault. They don't know, and they honestly don't get nutrition through their school. So unless they actually care about nutrition, they want to learn about nutrition, they're not going to know. And usually that doesn't happen because they're so busy learning about everything else that they have to know. But I want to put this to rest because what they tell you, and this is even in the dietary guidelines for diabetes, which is also funded by products like Slim Fast, Quaker Oats, and Nike, and all these big food companies, diabetic supply companies, and exercise companies, because what they tell people is if you want to lose weight and get healthy, you need to decrease your calories and exercise more. And I've already talked about how crazy this information is, but I just want to reiterate and say what the deal is because a calorie is not a calorie. First, a calorie is actually a unit of energy. What a calorie actually is, it's the amount of heat energy it takes to raise 1 gram of water up to 1 degree Celsius. So whatever that amount of energy is. And a food calorie is actually 1,000 calories. That's actually a kilocalorie. So if you see something that has a little c, that's a regular calorie. And if you see something with a big C, that's a food calorie. And so a food calorie is the amount of heat energy that it takes to raise 1 kilogram, so that's 1,000 grams of water through 1 degree Celsius. So just by that, and hopefully you've already realized through my videos, that the only things that we use for our energy is either fat or carbohydrates. You do not use your protein for energy. Protein is supposed to be broken down into amino acids, and that's what we build all our muscles and cells back with. Plus, there's a lot of steroids that are made with these. They're just, you use protein in everything in your body. You break it down to the amino acids. It is not supposed to be used for energy. Unless you have somebody who is dying, they have no food anywhere to be seen, and then that's when you start seeing, or if you see somebody in a hospital who hasn't been eating for a long time and they're down, this is why you see them having muscle wasting, because if somebody is starving to death, and this does not mean someone who is going through a time restricted eating or a fasting phase. Fasting is done on purpose. Starving is not. Starving means there is no food to eat. And after you burn up all your fat cells, the next thing your body has to do is it starts eating your muscle and turning protein into energy. However, that is not usually the case for almost everybody. We have plenty of fat stores on our bodies, and our body will definitely use our fat stores way before it starts tearing up its muscles. Our bodies aren't made to just tear itself up. It's made to regenerate and to help and to heal, grow, thrive, and survive. So a calorie doesn't even come into play when you talk about proteins. Don't even think about proteins. So all you're thinking about is the calories from fat and the calories from carbohydrates. So when these people tell you, oh, you can eat anything you want, just decrease the amount of calories that you have, this is ludicrous, because what they're doing is they're saying, you can go ahead and eat all the processed food and all the sugar you want, just don't eat as much as you used to. And hopefully you've seen by going through this program that that is absolutely horrible, horrible advice to give to somebody. Because the fact is, the carbohydrates, the processed carbohydrates, are the worst things you could be putting in your body, because it's not just a calorie. It's what it gets broken down to, which is glucose, and then raises your insulin levels and then causes your body to store fat and everything else that we've been saying. To where when you eat fat as your calorie source, your body doesn't do that. It does not raise its insulin levels. Fat does not affect your insulin at all. Protein will a little bit, but carbohydrates do a lot. And processed carbs, which are chemically made carbohydrates that have all these horrible ingredients in it, those are the ones that get into your bloodstream and they get shunted over into your liver and get turned into fat immediately. Those are the carbohydrates. That's the energy that you're wanting to eliminate. You don't just eat the same food and just decrease the amounts. You have to change the type of food that you're eating. When you eat real fat, your body knows exactly what to do with it, and your body needs fat. Yes, the calorie source is one thing, it does store it in your fat cells. But when you eat carbohydrates, again, your insulin levels are high, so you're forcing your body to just constantly store, store, store. You never get a chance to burn that off because you're keeping your insulin high. When you eat carbohydrates, your body's going to turn that into fat. It's going to raise its insulin levels, which also automatically tells your body that you do not burn your fat for energy. You're going to use the carbohydrates that your body just ate. So your insulin levels are high. The carbohydrates get turned over into fat because you're eating a lot more carbohydrates than you could possibly burn off, even after you refill your glycogen stores. So you're eating all these horrible carbohydrates. Your insulin levels are high. You turn the carbohydrates into fat and you're storing it, and you do not allow your body to burn it. However, when you use fat for your energy source, your insulin levels are low. So this causes your body to utilize the fat where it needs to. And when the fat gets out of your bloodstream, now your body's going to start taking the fat out of your fat cells and using that for your energy source. Because when your insulin levels are low, it tells your body to burn your own fat for its energy source. When your insulin levels are high, it tells you to use carbohydrates for your energy source. So if you quit eating carbs and you eat fat instead, like the fat that's in meat, the fat that is in fish, the fat that is in avocados, olives, coconut, real meat, and the fat that's in healthy oils, these are the ones you want to go with. Do not put fat in your body in the form of Crisco or canola oil or safflower oil or sunflower oil or soybean oil. These seed oils and these vegetable oils, the amount of chemicals that they have to put in this stuff to get the fat out of that is what's actually very, very horrible for your body. And these fats get oxidized very quickly, and that turns into inflammation in your body, and this causes stress all over. So avoid those. A calorie is not a calorie. You do not just eat the same thing that you've always eaten. That got you into a bad health status now, and just eat less of it. That makes zero sense. I want the people who go through our program to understand the difference between nutritious food and just something you're putting in your mouth that you think is filling you up, but really it's killing your body, it's killing your health. So whenever you hear somebody say, oh, a calorie is just a calorie, or just decrease your calories and exercise more, please, you are the ones that are going through our program are going to be much smarter than that. And please help educate other people and let them know. You can either you educate them yourself, which would be fantastic, and I would love for you to do that. You can always refer them to my book or whatever other book, whatever other source that you have listened to that says the same thing. And there's a lot of books out there, and you can see that on our resource page that we put into this group. But anyway, I just wanted to make sure that you guys realized a calorie is not a calorie, and that's the difference. So please go out and educate others. And remember to have a feel great day. And we'll see you on the next video.